Journals by Nikki. I am here today with the final flip through to conclude our watercolor florals journals. So as you can kind of guess, this is the original The Watercolor Garden kit, and this is the book I made with the Vintage Watercolor Garden kit. Both of these kits are available in my Etsy shop. I'll link them below, but they're actually linked below. They're just called The Watercolor Garden and the Vintage Watercolor Garden. Very similar kits. You'll see as we go through, they have all the same types of images, only the vintage one is a more grunged up version of it, and made kind of vintagey looking, and I love how they came out. So let's just take a look through these books. Without further ado, we'll go with this one because I don't know because. I stuck my little note in here so I would remember. This one has 144 pages. They both measure 6 by 9.5 and have 2-inch spines, although I should have probably made them 2.5 because these are alligatory mouth. And they are cloth covered, hard covered. And I made the cloth. So I took some bright white muslin that I had, and I used my Distress Oxide and my Distress Spray and my watercolor paints and created this fabric. And actually I painted and sprayed on the opposite side, the side I glued down. And then I ended up liking the back side better because you could see this little splatters a little more defined. So that is the side that I have used to cover it. Plus it kind of, because you can still see some of the fiber, it kind of gives it this worn denim look. I don't know. I just really like the way that turned out. So, and I thought, you don't have to use the front side of the fabric. You can use the back side if you want. So anyway, on the front of this one, I've got one of the kit pages layered, one of the floral kit pages layered with one of the butterfly kit pages. And then I've got some layered, and those are all sewn together. And then I've got some sari silk layered up with some of the fussy cut or tear out images from the kit as well. I have the tie is secured. So it's a sari silk and 2 pieces of seam binding ribbon. So that runs behind. This is influenced by my friend Amy. She had a book that she had made, our friendship book, recently, and it had 3 layers like this, and I just loved the way it looked. So I did the same. They are secured underneath here, so they're not removable, but they are free from the rest of the book. Also dingling right now are the beads and things that I've left at the bottom. So these are where my signature ties, and I've just beaded the ends of them with all kinds of pretty shiny beads. And the side of this thing is full of yummy sari silk tabs and this wide blue lace. So, you know, I love a good chunky side view that's got all kinds of fluff and stuff. So this one definitely has that. I just said halves that. All right, let's go right inside this guy. Oh, these kept flopping out when I was... All right. Oh, and this one's gonna be in the way. There we go. I think we're situated and we're in view. Yeah, okay. So on the front, I did the same type of layering that I did on the front cover. It's just some layers. This is a watercolor wash that I made back here, and then I just layered up a kit page on it and sewed around all that mess. And then I'm going to say this probably 1,000 times, even though right now I'm going to say, I'm not going to keep saying this through the whole video because, you know, we've already, and I forgot to silence. Because we've already gone through this, and I'm not going to keep saying it, but I will keep saying it because I always forget that when I say it. So a lot of these elements are in my playlist for the watercolor floral journals, flower journals. So if you're interested in how I made any of these, like these elements right here, if you're interested in how I made this pull-out pocket, you can go to the playlist and see it. And all that information's there. So we've got some tags in here, and that's part of the reason why I'm not going to take a whole long time going through this book, because we've already seen a lot of this stuff if you've been following along. Then in here I've just got some little tickets, some little tags, a kit tag, a little journaling card label, right? And then on the flip side is hidden journaling space. There's a lot of little clusters and collages. These are some tags from Graphics Fairy. A lot of layered little clusters and elements like that. And then this, if you remember, is some paper that I had sprayed with Tattered Angels like years ago and resurrected it as I was looking and thought, oh my gosh, it's perfect. It matches with, here's a kit page. Here's the sprayed page. Look how well those work together. So, pardon me. And then these, if you remember, are when I was doing some watercolor splattering and stuff for some of the pieces of this journal, I kept my dab off towels. And then when I was done, I kind of liked how they looked, but I wanted them a little bit more mottled with color. So I just splattered some more and kind of used them to dry off my desk and everything. And I just love how they turned out, so I saved them, and they look super cool on as, you know, edge pieces here. Another cluster. Here's a little small half sheet. This is a belly band. Another little cluster with some butterflies and some fancy fun fur eyelash trim. There's another little butterfly. Here's one of the envelopes that I made when I was doing my napkin. And then here is some fabric that I decoupaged onto a journaling card, onto an index card, coffee stained index card. If you will remember my clandestine napkin decoupage video. Then here is one of the tall tags from the kit, and another little tag from Graphics Fairy, and this one's from Graphics Fairy as well, and I just put some of the butterflies that I had on there. More clusters, more little fabric ruffles on the edges of things. This is one of the tall pockets we made in one of the first videos, and we made them specifically to fit this tag. If you're interested in learning how to make, you know, these are like paper sacks or pockets, whatever you want to call you, what have you. If you're interested in learning how to make them specifically to fit whatever tag or card it is that you have, you could go watch that video, and I teach you how to do that there. And more of that wonderful paper towel. It also just kind of feels cool. Then here's one of the big flip outs, page flips that we did. And this has got a pocket on it, and it's got one of the tags from my kit. Then on the back of every signature is just a little flappy notebook page for some extra journaling space. And then on the front of each one is a version of this fold-out pocket. So this one has in it just one pocket rather than a double fold-out. And it's got one of the tags from my kit in there. And then it's got a big pocket back here. Here's another little tag in that little pocket. Here's another one of those tall pockets that we made. Oops. This one says lovely. This is some of that super yummy crinkly, I think it must be like baking paper or tracing paper from my friend Beth. This is one of those very dark stained ones. And then in the center of the signature, we've got, from my friend Dee Dee, a purple dyed envelope with another one of my clandestine napkin dye jobs, and a kit piece, and then just another little tag from Graphics Fairy. And we made these pockets here with my free template from the Junk Journal Inspirations group. And there is an envelope there too if you wanted to put something in there. There's another piece of this. Oh, so yummy. Here's another envelope from my napkin decoupaging, and it's got that same. For the sake of time, I won't take it out. Oh shoot, I just dropped my paper clip. Oh snap. Now I said for the sake of time, and now I've dropped my clip. Oh well, I'll find it later. Oh, there it is. Okay. A couple tags in here. And another flippy flappy notebook. And then here is a double fold out again. This time it has 2 pockets, and there's just a tag in each one of those. And then here we've used one of the little floral overlaid doilies that comes with the kit, and I turned that into a tuck spot for a collage tag. And then we've got eyes for Iris. So we got that double fold there. So you can make those little pockets. These are some tags I found on Graphics Fairy membership site as well. You can make those little front pockets in a variety of ways. They're kind of a unique and fun, easy way to use up scraps, cut-offs. This one's got some fun little edge punching along the edge of it. The center of the signature. So I forgot to show you in the other ones, but they've just got beads and stuff. This one's, they both have a bead. No, just this one has a bead that says peace in the center. Here is another one of those envelopes and another journaling card inside there. For the sake of time, I will not lose my paper clip this time. There we go. Look at how that saved us time. Then we've got a belly. So I took one of the tall pockets for the tall tags and I turned it into a belly band, and we've got the bingo card from the kit behind that one. And another flippy flappy notebook. And then this one is another one that just has one pocket as it flips open, and another little doily tuck. And then we've got P is for peony, which I've got tons of them coming up in my front garden, guys. I didn't know. We just moved here in the fall and everything was already pretty much dead. So we just kind of whacked out the front garden and, you know, cut everything down for the winter. And now I've got tons of little shoots of peonies popping up. The neighbor has confirmed that that's definitely, she had a lot of bunches of peony bushes. So I'm so excited for the peonies. Ooh, more crunchy paper. Here's another one of those Tim Holtz. Can't ever remember what they're called. I remember like at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I've got some tickets with little butterflies that I put on there, some more little tags from the kit. It's loaded up. And on the flip side, there's a pocket with another little simple tag in there. Then this pocket has one of the giant tags that I decoupaged, and it says enjoy simple pleasures. Those are some lovely napkins that I got from my friend Beth again. Then here's one of the kit envelopes. Excuse me, I've suddenly developed hiccups. And it has a napkin decoupage card in there. And we did some stenciling on the inside just to give it a little extra interest. And I managed to keep the thing in my hand, so I didn't have to go looking for it. This has just got some little bits of ephemera in here. Another crunchy page. I love these watercolor butterflies. They're just so pretty. They're so cheerful and springy and happy. And we've been trying to get to spring. We've had like 5 false starts here so far. But, you know, the bulbs starting to come up is like the promise of good things to come. And then we go to our last signature. And this one has a single flip out as well. And it's got a journaling card in the pocket. Then we have another one of the little tuck spots made with the doily. And we have J is for Jonquil. Oh, there. This is a flip out. Here's another one of those big doilies, and I turned that into a tuck spot. And there's some little tag and some tickets tucked into this little tuck spot here. They're these little tiny cute tuck spots. They're so cute. This envelope, more stenciling on the inside, and it has one of the journaling cards from the kit in it. And this page says beauty. This is some avocado dyed paper. Just I have like 2 pieces left from Chantal. Lovely work. She makes little tiny polka dots on hers somehow. She must have a little tiny polka dot tray. And then, whoops, I missed. Oh yeah, no, I showed you. It's a big flip out. And then this ticket from the giant ticket from the kit comes and makes a belly band for the last of our tall tags. It says joy. Another one of those little pockets that's loaded up with tickets and things in there. These cute little butterflies that are all throughout the book. A couple of tags in here. And this is also a giant tuck spot, so you could tuck things in there. I just had to stop tucking because it was getting a little obscene. And I wanted to leave a little bit of room for somebody to tuck some things in. And then we've got our last little flippy flappy notebook back here, my maker's mark, and the back pages. And it's all bound into a piece of watercolor washed paper that I made, and then reinforced, of course. So that is that one. Isn't she lovely? Isn't that yummy? Let's give her a tie back up. Good thing we have like 3 big solid, you know, things to tie with on here because she's a chunk. But I'm not coming for you, book. Chunky is okay. All right, now let's take a sip of my coffee. Because weird hiccups and allergies and all the things. So this one, I did the same process, only I used darker colors and I kind of put vintage photo spray, like so the vintage photo distress spray. I put that all over the edge, and I kind of like how this edge stayed a little white, so I left it. I wrapped the fabric that way on purpose. Excuse me, guys. I'm on all the allergy meds, but there are birch trees that surround our house, like almost on all sides, and I am super allergic to birch trees. So while they're blooming, well, during the summer it's not so bad, but anyway, so then I've used some kind of a real dark tannish hint of mauve, and then a lilac, and then this real bright kind of almost lime green chartreuse maybe. And on the cover of this one, instead of flowers, I put some of the ripped out butterflies, and I layered some torn pieces and sewed around them to make the cover piece for this one. And then this one also has beaded signature ties, and I left the ties a little long. You could certainly cut those off. You don't have to keep them, but I kind of disliked the way that it looked, so I left them. And these have got some like kind of colorful beads on there. So pretty, pretty. And let's open this guy up. And the ties work the same way on this one. So this one I put together, this one has 168 pages, 6 by 9.5, and a 2-inch spine. This one I put together some of the stuff on camera, but most of this happened off camera, just because I was kind of I've been having a time with like chronic fatigue. So sometimes I just have to like slowly plod through things. And that's how most of this book happened. Like when I was alert enough, then I would kind of slowly plod through it. So on the front of each signature in this book, there is one of these little hidden journal spaces. So it acts also as a belly band. And this is one of the index cards that I decoupage napkins on. And then it's got one little windy guy closure, and you just tuck these behind it like that. And then the whole thing acts as a belly band. Fairly simple, but a fun little way to put on the front. This one too has lots of clusters in it. And then it's got tabs that I made out of, and I made sure I grabbed it so I could show you again. This from the Paper Studio, so you can get it at Hobby Lobby, and it is super cool. They are, they're like mats, but they're adhesive. So they're little 4.5 by 6.5 inch pieces of paper, but they're adhesive. So it's like a giant sticker. Super cool. So I tore a bunch of them down and stuck them on as paper tabs and loved the way it worked. So that's what all these tabs are made of, is that paper. All these, well, when I go straight on, you can't see them. Now you can see the tabs. So they're made out of that adhesive paper. V is for violet. And so you can see this is the same kit, or it's not the same kit. It's the same floral overlays and graphics that I used. I just grunged them up and made them a little more vintage. And then these papers, I did do these on camera, and on camera, all you really get drawn to are these two dark splotches, but there's a lot of color that's in there behind there that you really can't see, that you can't pick up unless you're looking right at it. The camera just wants to pick up the dark stuff. So here is a big tag from the kit, and this behind this little envelope flap that's sewn on. Then we've got a tag here. And some music paper, and that's a flip. And then here's one of the tall bags, and it has one of the tall tags. So the elements are all the same. There's two different backgrounds that you get with the kit. Then I made some of these papers that just had some watercolor up the side and a little bit of sprinkling of like a darker vintage color. Those were fun. Plus the watercolor makes it just kind of crinkly. Lovely. Then these are a set of journal cards that you can get in my shop as well as a digital. They are the floral cabinet cards, and you'll see a whole set of them as we go through here. So if you see the little floral cabinet cards, that's what they are. These are the pockets that I made, library pockets, out of additional kit pages. So we talked about how to extend your kits if you buy them. Here at the center of the signature are some of the beads that I tied on at the bottom. Then I just watercolor splattered some pages because I didn't, I had those bright ones for the other book. There's a tuck up there. Here's another one of those side ones, and a little butterfly button. And there's another fold out. Here's a tall card. That's the one that says joy. A little cluster up there. And there are some just little scraps of fabric sewn along the edges of some things with the clusters. Here's a pocket from the kit. Here's another one of the vintage floral cabinet card journaling cards. And then on the back of each one of these signatures, there is a little mini notebook as well that I made with a sheet of that self-adhesive paper. So I just put that down over some coffee stained paper and created a little mini notebook. Then here is the same like little gatefold journaling space. I won't keep opening them up because they're the same on the front of each one. And then one of the tags from the kit. Here's a little piece of napkin that I put over some music. More of that watercolored paper that I made. Here is a lovely, I only have one of these left. I've been using them so sparingly, but I thought, you know, they looked pretty. They fit, they belonged in here. So I put a couple in here. Cool square doilies. Here's a pocket from the kit. Oops, I have like a long string of sari silk there. Some more watercolor paper I made. Clusters and fabric ribbons and labels. You get some labels in the kit. And then I put some of these little, that rose embellishment, rose edging. And it's really, I can't even tell what color. It looks black almost on the camera, but it's just a really pretty dark purpley, wine purpley color. Big cluster. Smaller clusters. And then some more watercolor paper that I made. Here's another one of those tall tags. And a doily. And another floral cabinet card that you can journal, mat a photo on the back. And here is a big envelope, polka dot stained envelope. And another notebook. Behind this little guy is another one of the index cards that I put napkin over. And this is another one that gatefolds and opens up. Another round doily in this one. Some more of that watercolor paper. Here is another envelope from the kit. I love these pages. They make me very happy. This watercolor splattery, this is the digital version, and this is the, you know, made it with my watercolors version, and I just love how they look next to each other. It looks so cool. I wasn't even trying to, you know, specifically mimic the colors of this and this or anything, but they turned out really great. I love the way that looks. And you can just see tiny, kind of ghosted on the back side here. You can kind of see a little bit of that, but not much. And I kind of like how that shows up too. Some more of those roses, or rosettes maybe. Another floral cabinet card, and a large tall tag. And this is a pocket from the kit pages. Some music and another tag. And then this is another piece of sheet music that I decoupaged. Oh, come on. There we go. More clusters. I love these butterflies. And another notebook and another gatefold belly band. And then a giant tag that I decoupaged. I'm still, you guys, I'm still rather astonished and kind of proud of myself, but it's not because I tried very hard to do this, that I didn't get Mod Podge all over the whole backs of everything. Somehow I managed to not get Mod Podge all over the backs. Slightly impressed with myself. X is for, I don't know, how do you say that? Xylobumin? Xylobium. Maybe it's like that. Xylobium. Put the emphasis on the right syllable. There are a couple of floral cabinet cards in this one. They're so pretty. Chapter 16. And a little tag here. Another splattery watercolor. This is another envelope that I made with the decoupaging. And on the back side, it turns into a tuck spot. There was nothing in that envelope. You could definitely put stuff in there. Another little cluster. More of the watercolor edging that I did. This one you can only see the brown vintage photo through the back, which is kind of cool. But on this side, it's full of fun splatters. A kit tag and one of the floral cabinet card journaling cards. Then we've got a little fold out envelope here. We have W for wisteria. More splattery paper. Some more of those little roses. Another notebook. Another gatefold belly band. And the last, look at that. Look, Mom, no Mod Podge. Only on the front. Tabs and clusters. Tag from the kit. And here's, I think probably the last of the, well, I'm not sure, floral cabinet cards. Some journaling cards here with the doilies from the kit. Here's a little pocket. And in here we have R for Rose. Center of the last signature. Another double doily pocket. Double doily pocket. Here is, I used one of the labels from the kit to create a belly band, like a little short little belly band, because these long tall tags actually fit behind them. If you glue just the edges really carefully, they fit behind as a little belly band tuck spot. So there we go. And I love this paper. This is from that same pad I just showed you from Hobby Lobby. There's my maker's mark. This is also backed on some handmade paper that I made and reinforced. And that's that one, guys. So we now conclude the watercolor floral journal journey. That's a mouthful. These books will both be in my shop. But because I've had some interest expressed, I'm going to do it the way that I've done in the past. So let's see, today is Tuesday. I will tell you that these will go into my shop on, let's say, Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And that will be in the description box below. I'll put in there when these are going to go for sale. But that way it gives everybody a fair shot at purchasing them if you are at all interested in purchasing them. So again, Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, these will go into my shop. And then I'm going to move on to some other projects. What's next, you know, because I always have like... When I'm coming to the end of a project, I always have 47 directions that I want to go next. So I think I've decided on a direction that I'm going to go next. We're going to continue working on some of the junk journaling A to Z. We're going to knock off the rest of C and move on to D. At this rate, we'll be there by the time I'm 74. And hopefully YouTube's still a thing. But anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out with me and looking at these journals today. And thank you for following along with me on this journey through these journals. And I look forward to seeing you next time. And thank you. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, middle of the night, whatever time it is, on whatever side of this fantastic globe of ours that you live on. And until I see you guys next time, stay safe and healthy, and I hope that you're well, and I hope that you're able to get outside and enjoy some fresh air, whether it's super hot or cold or somewhere in the lovely between. And until I see you guys, take care and God bless you. Bye-bye.